Vibrant News, Showing You the Light, Season 2, Episode 32, Shepherd Technologies. Hi, I'm Daniel Shepherd and I'm the CEO of Shepherd Technology. When my father founded Shepherd Technology, he had a goal: help us good old humans reach to the stars and find a better future. Now, I aim to fulfill that goal. So take our hands, trust us, and choose Shepherd Technology the next time you buy. Maxwell Stevenson. Welcome everyone to Vibrant News, where I help show all you sheeple the light. I'm Maxwell Stevenson, and if you're listening, you're in for a treat. Regular listeners of my show know I've suspected Shepherd Technology from the beginning, right from when I first heard of it, of being up to no good. But today, I've got something special. I'm interviewing Shepherd Technology's new CEO, Daniel Shepherd. Daniel Shepherd. Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Shepherd, and I'm the CEO of Shepherd Technology. Maxwell. Daniel, you've just played an audio file of you saying that at your press conference from last Thursday. No need for that now. Daniel. Right. Maxwell. So, Daniel, tell us why you've come to us. Your father certainly never liked my show. Daniel. That's right, my father hated you all. But I'm here to reassure you and your conspiracy theorist community that Shepherd Technology is not involved in any shady or suspicious activities. Hell, I've flown so far to say that right here. Maxwell. Or so you say. So tell us, what does Shepherd Tech do? Daniel. We invent and enhance products that are used in laboratories, factories, and most importantly, spacecraft. Our products help both nations, corporations, and even the environment all around the world. Maxwell. Let's focus on spacecraft, Daniel. Is it true a Shepherd Observatory received an alien signal from lizards on Mars? Daniel. What? Maxwell. It was the Cras 3 Observatory, in the Rockies. I have a source claiming to be one of your workers at the observatory. They said that the observatory receives signals from extraterrestrial life from Mars, who asked to speak to their leader. Daniel. That's ridiculous. There's been no proof for extraterrestrial life, and if so, Shepherd has no reason to shroud any evidence, even the tiniest, from the public. Maxwell. Interesting. Now, do you mind if I ask you a few more questions? Daniel. Well, I'm here to ease the fears of you loonies. So you know what? Why not? Maxwell. Great! Let's start off with something I like to call the apple incident. Is it true Shepherd Technologies manufactures genetically modified apples that cause a range of symptoms from dizziness, vomiting, fever, migraines, and hallucinations, and that this was leaked onto the general population to test mind control and brainwashing? Daniel. No. This is absolutely ridiculous. However, I do confirm that we have accidentally created hallucinogenic apples. Although after we determined they were dangerous, they were destroyed. Maxwell. And why was the apple even created? Daniel. I just told you, it was an accident. We were in the process of creating a new spice, and we were tinkering with some DNA of nutmeg, which itself can cause hallucinations. I'm not privy to the key details of what happened, but I can assure you, I oversaw the destruction of the apples myself. Maxwell. Glad to know that. Daniel. Anything else? Maxwell. I have a source that claims she heard strange noises coming from one of your shipping containers. My source claims she saw something black, slender and oily escape, and then witnessed a strike team shoot it down. Can you tell us what this is? Daniel. Sorry, I have absolutely no idea what you're referencing. Maxwell. I see. Now, how about the recent zombie sightings near one of the labs in Kasdan City? Daniel. The what sightings? Maxwell. The zombie sightings. A source close to me told me about it. Quote, I was walking my dog near the new labs when I saw this thing appear. It was all fleshy and bloody and bones were exposed. But dude, the mouth was so weird. It was like from an octopus's tentacle. It charged at me and I just ran, dude. I ran, unquote. Daniel, sorry, but Shepherd Technologies does not deal with zombies. I'm afraid that has nothing to do with Shepherd Technologies. Maxwell, if you're listening in at home or wherever you are, my source was fortunate to take photographs of this so-called zombie. Do check them out on my blog. So that's Maxwell Stevenson, huh? Quint asked, just after I showed him the clip. We'd searched up Shepherd Technology, and it was a viral clip. Yep, I confirmed. The current most famous conspiracy theorist on the internet. The zombie sighting, Chris murmured. You think that's the same thing as what the village is? Why should we trust that lunatic? I began. But Dr. Crease cut me off. I think so. Let's search it up, see what we can find, said she. We were now researching Shepherd Technology, looking for any reason why one of its laboratories was discovered deep under the well, inside the cave where that living church hung. While we did that, a construction crew had been hired to build another quarantine wall, this time at the mouth of the village. We were still at a tent right near the border. Crease, being a doctor of who knows what, wanted to study the behaviours of animals infected by the flesh. I found something strange, Quint called. We went over to Quint's desk. I was looking over all the missing hikers that got eaten by the village. Oh? The first guy, Quint started. His name is Andrus Andern, so I searched him up online to see his basic info and got lucky. Quint swapped a tab, going to an old profile page of the hiker. Quint had scrolled down to an old post, one saying that he had just gotten a job as a research assistant at Shepherd Technology. We're sure of this? Crease inquired. Quint nodded. I checked his name on our company database and it looks like we tried to hire him a few years back, but he declined and told us he had a job at Shepherd. And we're assuming the first hiker was the first death, I pointed out. They nodded. Outside the tent, there was shouting. The wall, although small and quickly built, had just been completed. Still, it wouldn't stop the village from breaking out, if and when it grew again. And now, things were getting more dire than ever. The site was close to a small town at the foot of the mountain, and we needed to stop the flesh before it reached it. By the way, Crease said, you said you had a way to kill the flesh. Yeah, I replied. I think if we can expose the atmosphere inside to our normal atmosphere in the air, it will balance it out and it'll kill everything there. I sent some of your people to try pumping our atmosphere into the site, but it looks like the membrane wraps around whatever machine we poke inside once it finds out what we're trying to do. So, Crease murmured, thinking, we'll have to find a way to kill the membrane first. Well, the membrane is connected to the flesh. Anything connected to the ground is one big organism. But essentially, yes, I informed. Also, I've been wondering, what sort of doctor are you? No offence, but I haven't seen you do anything, well, science-y, like, where's that PhD from? Crease laughed and then said, I study animal behaviour. I've got some notes on the infected animals, if you'd like to see them. But honestly, I'm not really useful here. Neither is anyone else. We all don't really know what to make of the flesh. How are you so, I don't know, less bothered about the whole ordeal? After that apple incident, nothing bothers me, I replied. And if Shepherd's behind that too, well, all the more reason to fix this mess. With that, we all returned to our work. Quint went off to do whatever it was he excelled at. I'm told he's just the expert on anything weird. Meanwhile, I began looking into ways to destroy the membrane, and lastly, Crease scoured the internet for reports of the zombie sighting. As I shift through mountains of data that Science Outpost had collected for the past month, I thought back to what happened during the apple incident. It is what got me into this whole mess. I remembered the two odd government agents who showed up at my door in the middle of the night, asking if apples were poisonous. From there, I went to interview a victim of the so-called Apple incident, and it all escalated from there. Ever since that strange night, I've been obsessed with the bizarre, and to the government and things like Kreese's company, I've become something of a unique asset. I've got something, Kreese beckoned, showing me his screen, a group of news articles regarding the zombie sighting. I started to read the page. Apparently, it all started when a group of rowdy teens was off hiking in the nearby campgrounds. According to one of the teens, they said they started to hear strange noises coming from the woods, and that the louder they got, the closer the sounds got. The teens all stopped partying and started to look around. Whatever the noise the zombie was making, it was certainly weird enough that they stopped everything to investigate. One of them found some human footprints, so they assumed they were being pranked. But according to them, half an hour later the zombie stormed onto the campground and started attacking them, ripping tents up. Luckily, none of the kids were injured. They were able to drive the creature away with fire from the campfire, and they couldn't find any trace of it when the police arrived. Next, a lone hiker and his dog in the woods passed by the nearby Shepherd Laboratory. According to Daniel Shepherd, the building was an outpost to research and collect data on a nearby endangered species. The hiker and his dog were attacked, and while defending themselves against the creature, the dog was caught by the creature, and it started to eat it, allowing the hiker to escape. Now, here's where it gets a little more concerning. The next incident was a report from the campground's owner himself. Apparently, he'd been asked and given a sum of money from Shepherd Technologies to shut down the campgrounds for a week. He took the sum of money, but he felt that there was something just not right about it, so he visited the campgrounds a few days later to cancel the deal and return the cash. When he got there, he saw soldiers dressed in grey, with the Shepherd insignia pinned to their clothes. More strange was the fact that they were moving a dog with fungi growing out of it from a cage to a truck. Finally, he also saw more soldiers come out of the woods dragging a demon with them. The owner of the campground decided to report the incident to the police, and when the police found nothing at the campground, he leaked it to the news, before then being passed on to the conspiracy theorist Maxwell Stevenson. But what concerned me was that the zombies were living within Earth's atmosphere. The ones in the village were trapped in the village, but these, they were stronger, different. "This isn't good," I murmured. "We need to kill this thing. Fast." "Do you have a way?" Quint retorted. "Actually," I began, "I do. I figured this thing was basically a giant cell, and cell walls are able to be broken down by enzymes, and to tell a long story short, I worked with Quint and the scientists to discover one able to destroy the membrane. And then we were at the line between our world and the village. The enzyme, with the help of Kreese's advanced technology, was made into an aerosol, and this gas, once inside the village, would begin to break down the barrier, allowing our atmosphere to disrupt the evils of the flesh. I smiled, taking a can. I looked into the village. Soon, this would all be over, and I'd be back sifting through research papers, back home in the city. "Good riddance," I smirked, throwing the first can into the village. Around me, dozens of cans flew through the air, landing with a hiss, letting a grey mist escape. The results were immediate. We all took a step back as the membrane began to shine, holes starting to form. We watched as it decayed, falling and crashing without a sound, destroyed by the gas we had built. We cheered as we watched the fleshy ground start to recede, decaying and leaving behind coarse, empty dirt. Creatures infected by the village began to retreat, though most simply began to fall, unable to breathe in Earth's atmosphere. The living houses began to crash down, becoming rotting masses of flesh on the ground. Still, the village bothered me. Why did it look like that? And soon, there was nothing left but the corpses of the infected and a single well, right at the centre of it all. "You did it!" Chris congratulated, patting me on the back. You killed a village! Yeah, I laughed. I did. Well, with the help of your tech. But yeah! I watched Archer, carrying some sort of rifle, walk over to a nearby corpse of an infected black bear. Its mouth was a gross mass of tentacles, and as I watched it, I noticed that there was a strange fungal growth all over its fur. Archer looked at the bear, carefully pointing the rifle at it. Is it dead? I called. It's dead, right? Wait, he murmured in a deep, gravelly tone. Something's wrong. It's breathing. I stepped closer to look. Archer held out a hand, warning me not to do so. I took another step anyway. It was breathing, its chest slowly going up and down, taking long, heavy breaths. It should be dead. There was no way! The bear twitched. It started to move, and Archer began stepping back, the rifle still aimed at the bear. I began to retreat as the bear began to stand, turning towards us with a mouth full of tentacles. Its eyes were pink, fleshy, and worms were crawling around inside. And then, one by one, the fallen creatures around us began to twitch and slowly get up from the ground, all turning to face us. I looked back at the bear, which was now locked in position to charge. Archer readied his gun. The bear's mouth opened up, split into sections like a tentacle, and shrieked.